First test for the transitional government and indeed for the military council, who the Supreme Military Council, who effectively command Egypt and its leadership right now. And what a test it is, because there is 1.5 million Egyptian nationals in Libya. It's a huge effort, and the government ministries are working very closely with the military to try and evacuate as many people as possible. We heard earlier on in the show Gamal Shayal talking to us about the efforts to bring people over by land. There's also great efforts being taken by the military to fly people out of Libya and bring them to Egypt. Those permits for those flights just coming in really in the last few hours. So we expect more to come in the coming hours in terms of Egyptians landing here in Egypt safely.
OK, Shireen, thanks very much indeed for that. Shireen Tadros in Cairo there. Well, lots more to come here on Al Jazeera. With Libya, one of the world's major oil producers, we'll be looking at how the unrest might affect oil prices around the world.
And I'm Nazanin Sadri at the Web Desk. I'll bring you an update on the latest internet chatter. Lots of people tweeting about the opening of Libya's eastern border.
Based on the third largest gas reserves in the world, Qatar, through Qatar Petroleum and its partners, aims to become the world's largest exporter of liquefied natural gas and the world capital of the gas-to-liquids industry. In a later phase, Qatar intends to become the world's largest natural gas exporter. Qatar Petroleum.
People talk about televising the revolution. It's tweeting the revolution, Facebooking the revolution, videotaping the revolution.
A new world driven by new media.
This is a very peculiar moment in media history.
Nobody can force me in 2011 to watch whatever I don't want to watch.
Analyzing the media's role in shaping modern history. The Listening Post, at this time on Al Jazeera.
Welcome back. Here with Al Jazeera. Let's just give you a recap of the latest developments in Libya. Libya's ambassador to the United States has resigned. He says he no longer wants to serve a dictatorship regime. Turkey has sent 2 Sea Cat rescue ships to evacuate its citizens from Libya. The Netherlands is also sending a plane to Libya to help evacuate its citizens. The United Nations Human Rights Chief has raised the possibility of crimes against humanity in Libya. And this comes as the Libyan side of Egypt's border is now reportedly in anti-government hands. But Muammar Gaddafi's former aide has said the country's leader will neither leave nor step down. OK, so a bit more information now on the bombardment of the capital by military jets on Monday night. Now, our sources say the bombing was focused on army ammunition depots near Tripoli. Jets also targeted command centres. That seems to be to stop any troops from joining the protesters or to stop protesters from getting hold of weapons. Witnesses also say that helicopter gunships were used to fire on the streets in order to scare demonstrators away. Well, among the several ambassadors who've resigned is Ali Al-Asawi, the former Libyan ambassador to India. He told us that fighter planes were indeed used by the government against the Libyans. Al Jazeera's Prana Suri started by asking him how the government has been cracking down on the protesters.
There was use of airplanes, which increased the number of victims in a dramatic way. There is bloodshed now. And using the foreign mercenaries against the Libyans, it's for the first time this happened. I have never seen this, or a country using foreign mercenaries against their civil citizens. Now Tripoli is occupied by these foreign mercenaries.
Who are these foreign mercenaries that we're talking about here?
People say that they are African, they are black and African. and they don't speak Arabic, and they are foreigners and doing terrible things. They go to the houses where there's children and women and killing them and doing terrible things to them.
Did Colonel Gaddafi order the use of warplanes against protesters?
Yeah, this was confirmed by the people themselves, using airplanes and helicopters equipped with guns to fire the people on the ground. This was confirmed.
Should Colonel Gaddafi now step down?
To stop this bloodshed, I think so. He should do. He lost his legitimacy. He lost his legitimacy. And this is people's regime, and the people asked for that.
Will you return back to Libya?
Not now. I can't go now. Why? I'm not safe. I will not be safe. I'm not sure I will be safe there.
What's your message to the people in Libya who may be watching you, who've lost their loved ones during these protests?
God help you. You have gave a very good example for patience and continuity. Keep your continuity to get your demands.
We're going to get a little bit of other world news now. There's been a massive earthquake in New Zealand. Let's go to our Asia Broadcast Centre and Divya Kapalan, who can give us the latest on that. Divya.
That's right, Shirley. The New Zealand Prime Minister says it may be his country's darkest day. At least 65 people were killed as hotels, churches, offices and homes collapsed in the 6.3 magnitude quake. Emergency teams working through the night have rescued 100 people, but are desperately scrambling to save around 100 more, some of whom have been text messaging from the rubble. Azhar Sukri has more.
Part of a building collapses, narrowly missing some pedestrians. And a house-sized boulder crushes another structure.
The floor is trembling.
New Zealand television captured the moment the quake struck the country's second biggest city of Christchurch. These pictures were recorded during one of the many aftershocks which badly damaged the city's cathedral. Residents described the terrifying moments after the quake struck at lunchtime and their attempts to escape damaged buildings.
Down and landed into the third floor and kind of didn't really know what happened, and then I heard some people screaming out which were on the second or third floor and managed to pull them out.
It's the second time in 5 months that Christchurch has been rocked by a powerful quake. September's magnitude 7 earthquake caused widespread damage, but no deaths. While this event wasn't as powerful, it was closer to the city, meaning it caused worse damage.
I don't think we can go past the fact that we may well be witnessing New Zealand's darkest day.
Broken water pipes flooded many streets, and power and telecommunications have also been badly affected. Some